From 19 to 23 May, the residents of Quebec City were treated to a rare sight. Docked below the majestic Frontenac Hotel were two warships of the French Navy with the tricolore fluttering from their mast tops. The light stealth frigate Surcouf was dwarfed by the massive helicopter carrier Mistral, which was docked alongside. There is a sad but true Canadian twist to this tale, and it's time to target yet another missed military procurement opportunity, all due to our politicians not putting their money where their mouths are. This impressive sight of naval might by the French military dockside in Quebec City could have been flying the Canadian maple leaf, were it not for lack of will at the political level. Back in 2012, the Royal Canadian Navy had shown great interest in acquiring two of the Mistral Class ships with an option to purchase a third. These ships were to be constructed in Canada with a total project cost of $2.6 billion. In hindsight, the Harper Conservatives thought that this was too steep a price tag to invest in a capability that the RCN wished to acquire. 2 years later, the deal was made even sweeter. Russia had ordered two Mistral-class ships that were to be built in France. Following Russia's 2014 annexation of the Crimea, NATO imposed an arms embargo against Russia, thereby putting these two Mistral-class ships into limbo. Given Canada's earlier interest in these ships, it was only natural that France would look to us to unload these two nearly completed warships. In June 2015, Defense Minister Jason Kenney held face-to-face discussions with French officials at a NATO summit. Once again, the Harper Conservatives declined the offer due to budgetary concerns and the fact that such a bargain deal would not create any jobs in Canadian shipyards. The Russians demanded a return of their deposit on the two Mistral-class ships once France ruled out any possibility of their delivery. In the end, it was Egypt that acquired the two warships at a cost of just $1.5 billion Canadian, which included a training package for their crews. Canada could have made that same deal and had these ships in RCN service as early as 2016. Here is a detailed rundown on what we passed up. The Mistral class is a class of 5 helicopter carriers, which since 2019 have been referred to as projection and command ships. The Mistral class ship is capable of transporting and deploying 16 heavy lift helicopters or 32 lighter helicopters. In addition, the Mistrals carry 4 landing craft in an internal well deck, up to 70 assorted vehicles including 13 main battle tanks, along with 450 combat soldiers. The Mistral displaces 21,500 tons and is exactly 199 meters long. The reason being that at 200 meters in length, ships are bumped into a higher toll bracket when transiting key canals like the Suez and the Panama. The ships are equipped with a 69-bed hospital and are capable of serving as part of NATO Response Force or with United Nations or European Union peacekeeping forces. In other words, these warships are truly multi-purpose combined arms assets, a naval vessel transporting Army personnel and vehicles with an inherent air support unit. Such an acquisition of 2 Mistral-class ships by the RCN back in 2015 would have changed Canadian military doctrine and opened up a wide range of combined arms integrated capabilities, all at a cost of just over $750 million per ship. For the record, Canada just announced a contract worth $23 billion to construct the first 3 River-class destroyers. That's over $7 billion per 7,000-ton anti-submarine destroyer. For those doing the math, that means Canadian taxpayers are paying over 25 times more per warship ton delivered simply to create shipyard jobs in Canada. Given the current crippling shortfall of trained personnel in the RCN, having such an asset to get on-the-job training while actually at sea would be a godsend. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. As our successive governments routinely state, nothing is too good for our military, and therefore nothing is what they end up getting. This has been On Target. I'm Scott Taylor.